When we talk about migration, people often think about refugees trying to move to another country because in their own country there's war and fighting. But it's not always like that. There are different reasons for people to migrate to another country. And what are those reasons?
Hi, we are Nadine and Erkay, and we're going to talk about why migrants move and how they experience coming to a new country.
First, most people migrate for economic reasons. The main reasons are lack of services, lack of safety, high crime, crop failure, drought, flooding, poverty, and war. We interviewed Mary Lee and she migrated for love.
Well, I was very excited that I was going to start a new life, but at the same time, there's so many unknowns. I didn't have any friends, not many friends in this country, and I was also afraid of just leaving all my family and my friends behind. There was I grew up in New York, my whole life was there, so there was a lot of excitement, but also at the same time, apprehension about not knowing what's coming my way. It's really easy, love. I fell in love with Ty's papa. I came with my boyfriend at the time, who is now my husband. He is Ty's father, and we decided to move here a little more than 20 years ago. And I left behind everybody, my family, my friends, the life that I knew, to start over here. I decided to leave because I wanted to try a new lifestyle. I was working in New York City, and my work hours were really long and intense. I was working probably 70, 80 hours a week, traveling constantly, no vacation, and my boyfriend at the time, now husband, told me that, convinced me that I could probably find a better balance of life in Europe. So I thought, why not? I was getting burnt out. I was ready to just stop everything that I was doing anyway in New York. So I thought, I'll do it. I'll give it a try. I mean, anything's better than what I'm going through right now. So I was really on the verge of burning out in my life in New York. So that's what made me decide. It was actually quite easy in the end because I was just on the border of breaking down. Well, I think for me it was really difficult because English is so, predominantly spoken here. Everybody speaks it, so it was so easy not to even have to use it. So I had a really hard time, and I still have to admit I'm struggling sometimes now to just use Dutch. But I do understand. I can read. I can understand everything. I just don't feel comfortable speaking in general. But it's not an easy language to learn. It's very guttural, and I still have difficulties pronouncing some words and making some of the very guttural sounds. But overall, I feel that it's took a really long time for me because it's just, living in an international community here and working for an American company makes it easy not to have to use it at all. My life before was, New York City was really lively. I grew up with a lot of friends and family around me. I worked in the fashion industry, so there were a lot of parties, going out, just really enjoying being young, living in New York City. And it was what I thought was a really fun life. But then I think reality set in, and when I moved here, I realized I had to change my lifestyle. Because one, I moved here without having a job. I had to start looking for something. And when I found something, I really had to take some steps back. I was at a very good level of my career back in New York, and I had to start all over again here. And so there was a big change for me when I came here to start my new life. I would tell them to expect a very welcoming country. There's a lot of great opportunities here, depending on where they're coming from. I suppose it would also, if I was telling a friend from New York, I would tell them, like, this is what New York was when, maybe 20 years ago. There's a lot happening here. There's a lot of great opportunities for people who want to start businesses, people who want to work in different industries. It's a very open culture, and the best part is really, I think one of the perks I have is that I don't have to take a subway. I bike everywhere. I bike to work, aside for this year, but overall it's such an easy city to get around in, and I think that the opportunity to be able to travel to other parts of Europe and other parts of the world, being such a central hub for travel, makes it such a desirable country to live in. Okay. Great. Thank you. It was nice to meet you. And I hope you do well with this homework assignment.